on my blue jay. Hey, she wakes up. Oh no, Mr. Neon and them suicide doors. Okay, look at me now. Look at me now. Oh, I'm getting paper.
What's up? What's up? Somebody just joined us. Let's go, Academy Live. We gotta be quiet for a second for the intro. Don't leave us.
Two. Kevin Durant never fails. He never fails. That soundbite will be in our. If we remake any intro, it's staying.
Kevin, man, we was gonna let you off the hook probably, man. You had a good chance of getting out.
It will never be a false statement.
He's emotional.
Oh, he's emotional.
Dre singing tonight. Wait, Dre.
I'm trying.
If you're on our YouTube feed, this brother has sung 2 songs in the last 5 minutes.
I don't know the rest of the words. This is the Academy Sports Show right here on AudioWaveNetwork.com. I appreciate you all coming into the live feed. If you're on YouTube, welcome. If you're on Joel's Facebook feed, welcome. Welcome live. Look around. This is the illustrious Audio Wave Studios. We're coming from you live on a Thursday evening with the snow gone and the negative 37 degrees out the window
and the fog.
We're going to talk about everything under the sun. I'm your host, Andre Douglas. Sitting next to me is your host, Joel Williams.
What is good, everybody? It's the D on a Thursday night. We are in the Academy. We are in the Academy Sports Podcast Audio Wave Network Studios. It's good to be here, man. We got a great show lined up for you tonight. Hey, trade deadline was today. We got a lot to talk about, man. The East is getting stronger. Remember the days where the beast of the East was like the thing? But will any of them be able to contend with the Warriors? Also, NBA draft, All-Star draft happened tonight already. Dre and I are going to pick our teams as well. Yeah. And of course, we got to talk about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, buddy.
Dre's happy about that. He's definitely going to make some comments. So we'll get to that much more tonight on AudioWaveNetwork.com. It's the Academy Sports Podcast. Make sure you like us if you're on my live feed. Make sure you share and let everybody know that it's that time. Also, make sure you follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us on iTunes Podcast, follow us on SoundCloud as well, man. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be real good. We're gonna have a good show. So hope you guys enjoy it. Before we move forward, though, I always have to bring this man in. Tonight, he got a suit on, y'all. He got a suit on. That man coming straight from work, going to the barbershop, coming back, and pressing send to get us our show. It's half of the conglomerate, Mr. Terrific.
What's up? Am I on?
No.
Here we go.
There you go. Y'all see the work. Everybody working to get to that mic.
What's happening, y'all?
What's going on, man?
Not much, man. I gotta catch up on my NBA trade deadline.
It came in fast and furious.
Yeah, I saw it. I got the brief coming in, but I gotta go look at it.
Yeah, brother.
Gotta check on your favorite team, see what they doing.
Yeah, see how your Pistons.
Oh, boo boo.
Well, I know we got rid of Stanley.
Yeah, that's waste.
We got rid of the wrong Reggie.
That is true. I forgot about that.
That is true.
The wrong Reggie.
Wrong Reggie.
Yeah, man. Haircut tonight?
Yeah. Gotta get cleaned up.
Gotta get cleaned up. This brother gets haircut every week on a Thursday.
Oh, your bar. You pay your bar.
Oh my God. I don't even want to think about it.
Bruh, you better let him know something.
Hey, bro, let's do like 3 for $5. You know what I'm saying? This every 6 haircut is free.
I feel like you should get some type of discount. I really do. I think you should have you should be like a reward.
Yeah. So,
like a little
whole
hey,
card.
tell them, hey, I got a sponsorship for you on NWP. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about that.
That's real
Something, man.
Yeah, I think you gotta work that out, bro. You're a businessman. Do your thing, bro.
You gotta do something, bro. You gotta do something.
You gotta make it.
Gotta pay the bills, as always. We like to pay the bills, So if you want to be one of the bills being paid, hit us up on Gmail, Academy Sports Show 2S at gmail.com. Hit us up with your information, your business, how you want to be presented, and we shall do that. Just like the man, the myth, the legend, Bonds Plumbing.
Yep.
Licensed and insured, Bonds Plumbing provides top quality services at great prices, whether it's just getting up the cold or waterproofing or just daily home services. Make sure you hit them up. The number is
313-304-7786.
Make sure you check out bondsplumbing.com. They give you the whole map of all the areas they service, and they give you great quotes as well. You want to check them out. Tell them the guys from the Academy Sports Show sent you. You want to dial it right now. Put it in your phone. Save it in your notes. The number is
313-304-7786.
Say hello. Is this Bonds Plumbing? I'm here to call the most valuable plumber, Mr. MVP. All right.
Let's go.
Let's get it. So,
lead the way, Dre. Here we go. Where are we going first, though?
Super Bowl overview and reaction. Let's get this out the way. It's been processed. It's been flipped. It's been dissected. It's been called the most boring Super Bowl ever. It's also been called the most strategic Super Bowl ever. Chess match, coaching match, boring, no points, worst halftime. What do you say, Joe Williams, when you watched that Super Bowl? How did you feel? Your emotions, your thoughts for that?
And I have to be honest, like I can't even do this and like be one way on the show and not because we were sitting right next to each other. So it was boring.
Oh,
it was boring.
Oh,
and here's the thing, though.
Boring.
You got to remember,
you say
defense wins championships. Like that they proved it again. It's still true to this day. No matter how much you love offense, at the end of the day. If you're an offensive guy, you got to be flexible. If you're a defensive guy, the whole thing is, hey, let's get it going. Let's line up. Let's put it on these guys. Let's take it. Let's shut it down. Let's see what we can do. And that's what the Patriots did. They came out with the right scheme, and Mr. McVay, offensive genius, he did not adjust.
Yikes.
They did not. We sat there and watched it, and I said at least 4 times in the game after the ball was snapped, that's the same action that they were literally, the Rams were running the same cross action.
Yeah.
Fake jet sweep, fake handoff with the underneath guy coming the second time through, and they were looking for the deep ball. And I'm sorry, Mr. Goff didn't have a good game. My man didn't know when to throw shallow. He didn't know when to throw deep. They shut him down. So if you're a defensive guy, you like that. You enjoyed that 3-3 majority of the game, 3-3 crap. If you're an offensive guy, you were frustrated a little bit. At the end of the day, if you were a Rams fan, you're sick to your stomach.
If you want to see a good game, just a good game.
God. You were disappointed. A couple of commercials were funny and entertaining, but outside of that, yeah, man, it was really underwhelming.
It was underwhelming.
I thought it had potential to be. I mean, look at what we even picked for scores. I mean, I thought it at least had potential to have points.
Right.
You know, so when you looked up and it was 3-3. And like, okay, they're going to adjust. People make adjustments. Remind me of one of the conference championship games. It was slow, kind of going, come out, have to. And on the other side, the GOAT, who I'm calling him the GOAT. I've already conceded on that. He didn't play a great game, but he showed up. He got another ring, and he did what he had to do when it needed to be done.
When it needed to be done.
So if you're a hater, you have to give Brady credit where credit is due.
Hold up.
He made 3 throws. I'm just saying. I'm not hating. I'm saying he made 3 throws that needed to be made, and there you go.
Hey, he made more than that. Okay, Julian Edelman wouldn't have been MVP.
No. Dre,
if he didn't throw him the ball.
Dre, he made 3.
If he didn't throw him the ball,
Dre, he made 3 key throws.
Just hold on. That game right there was just. It was lackluster. I'll give you that.
Ooh,
I'll give you that.
You do.
I'll give you that.
I was ready for I'm about to light you up. Say something homerish.
It was lackluster.
Okay.
I understand that. I feel it. But to see the schemes and the defenses and see the coaching and see how the defensive play, I loved it. Now, I was screaming at the TV at certain things that needed to be happening sooner.
Yes, you are.
It's like, why is not Sony Michel getting this ball the whole game?
Right.
Why is Rex Burkhead, Mr. 2 yards, Mr. Rex Burkhead out there? He's goal line. He's goal line. He's you can do that. Put that man in the game. You would have scored earlier. I wholeheartedly believe that you would have scored earlier if that would happen. 2, where was Todd Gurley? Todd Gurley was nowhere to be found. I swear in the next week or so, it's going to be Todd Gurley's having an arthroscopic surgery on the knee because that's why he didn't play.
Bro.
Like, this is the worst cover-up I've ever seen in my life.
It better be that. Like, it's so sickening. Like, I'm so sick.
You just didn't play.
It's so gross. I don't even want to talk about it. Like, it better be that. There better be an inch of information about this because I'm not feeling this at all. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It was just, all accounts. Usually after the game, you get I've been dealing with a torn Achilles, my meniscus is half tear. They give you something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they post game, they give you something like, Todd, what's really wrong with you? Well, now at the season, I never want to talk about injuries, but my whole PCL is off right now, and I still tried to do it,
But at the same time, like, here's the thing. They even tried to give him out. Like, he must be injured.
You heard, bro.
He was even limping a little bit. He was limping a little bit in the game.
Right.
So you had your chance, bro, to just say, hey, the knee wasn't 100%.
Something.
But you and the coach, Mr. McVay, you are just as complicit in this.
Yeah, bro.
Both of you look buffoonish right now with this like random you're not playing thing that happened. I'm just so
yeah, it was bad. You're yelling at the TV, please put Todd Gurley in the game.
Right. We want the best players to play.
Todd Gurley not running that ball doesn't help your offense. Because nobody's going to bite on the play action on C.J. Anderson. Nobody's going to bite on the play action with a shell of a Todd Gurley. So we're not biting down. We're going to stay on these deep crossing routes because we know what you like. You fake here, and then try to go over the top. You can fake all you want to. We're going to stay over the top.
Oh, my God.
We're going to stay over the top.
And put 6 men in the box on top of that.
And then you had your shot where Brandon Cooks, the first time you had your shot at Brandon Cooks, but you threw the ball too high up in the air, so it had a lower drop, and he let the defense get to you, and he dropped it. The second ball, he had the guy beat. It was a little pass interference, you told the other hand, but he still could have caught the ball and still could have made. And then you go to the same exact play the next play. Who does that? Offensive coordinator? Who runs the same play 2 times in a row? You don't do stuff like that. Yes, he had a hand in his face. Yes, he wanted his receiver to go get it. But that's stupid. Like, you beat me in my head the very next play. As a defensive player, I'm thinking, well, that's not going to happen again. You at least got to let me forget about that play so you can run it again on me.
I agree. I'm going to agree with you on 99% on that one. But just for the sake of discussion or just to answer that question from an offensive guy's mind, right? The way that New England was playing defense, though, against the pass, it's feasible to make that call. I'm gonna tell you why. Because the first time it's just not getting caught, right? Cooks dropped that ball. That ball in his hand. I think as a professional, he's got to make that play. You got to help the quarterback out. But the way they were playing you, that play's there.
Yeah.
If he
was sitting on the top of him.
Yeah, but you got to remember the things you just pointed out is really what impacted that play. I don't think scheme won that play. I think, scheme won that play, but it was because they disguised the blitz. Mm-hmm. See, on the first one, they didn't blitz him.
Yeah.
And he went up top and it gets dropped. Yeah. On the second one, the blitz is what causes that throw to not get to where it needed to get. That play really is throw the ball to the back pylon and he should go get it on his outside shoulder. But that blitz, the way it was disguised, he had a free runner in his face. That ball's not getting there. Yeah. So it's a jump ball at that point. So if I have to be critical and say, do I get it? Yes. But to your point, there was no innovation. There was no you didn't have to be innovative in this. Just change. Yeah. Just give the ball to Gurley. Just hand the jet sweep off. Yeah. Give the defense something different.
That was weird because, you got 2 weeks. You got
2 weeks.
And it just seems real cocky of you to bring the same playbook.
They brought the same playbook from all season.
And not to think who you're going against. You're going against Tom Brady, who breaks down film, and Bill Belichick, who breaks down film better than him. And let's give McDaniels some pat on the back because this is a guy who could have been a coach years ago. And he probably broke down your defensive film and your offensive film. You were totally out-schemed. Like, completely. You were completely out-schemed. We're not biting down on you. If Todd Gurley starts to beat us, then we'll change. But that never happened, so we're not changing.
I don't think that they were out-schemed offensively. I think that the Rams defense balled out.
Well, yeah.
I think
flip side. All right, flip side
of it. I think McDaniels honestly, I think the Patriots are limited. They just do what they do well. Like and we know this, right? They don't have a number one receiver.
Right.
They're a running back by committee team.
Right.
And Gronk used to be that dominant guy, but he seems to be
blocker.
Yeah, he's a blocker that's good for 1 or 2 key catches. And that's pretty much how they won. Nobody can cover Edelman because nobody wants to play defense the way they have to play against the Patriots all game.
Right.
Look at what the Rams did when they stopped Brady, and they could contain Edelman occasionally. Man-to-man bracket coverage on him, and they manned up on everybody else. But anytime they play zone,
just sat in.
He sat down, or he gave your guy a move in and out on an option route.
Right.
So McDaniels and them didn't change. They just stayed the course because you couldn't. When you're OC and your plan is what it is, but the other team's not scoring.
Right.
You have the luxury of doing what you do,
and they're going to break.
Because they're going to break. Exactly. Yeah. So I think the Rams defensively had again somewhat of a perfect scheme, except they didn't feel comfortable playing man-to-man. When Edelman's got 10 catches at halftime, that's an extreme, but he ended up with like 14 catches.
Yeah.
He had 6 or 7 boys. He was picking you apart. But every time they got the third down, what happened? They would punt the ball.
Yeah.
They punted almost just as much, right?
Yeah.
So I felt like McDaniels.
But they at least moved the ball.
But I felt like they went away from the run. Like you were sitting there going, why don't they run the ball?
Yeah.
To me, I think they could have scored.
It wasn't just run the ball. It was who they were running the ball with.
I think they could have scored 2 more touchdowns if they stick with Sonny Michel.
Yeah.
So I think the Rams brought the right defensive game plan, except they didn't want to play man all game.
Yeah.
To me, once he got 6 catches, y'all double this guy.
When they got caught, it was like when you got caught a man, the ball went to Gronk. So I think Gronk had like 6 catches, 50 yards, something like that.
Right.
And then towards the end of the game, that fourth quarter, when he had that circle route, it just like floated over him. You know what I'm saying? That was the first catch. And then the scene, Gronk said, we had that play before. He just didn't see me.
Right.
And I know he saw me this time.
Right.
So that's why he threw the ball.
Right. But even at the same time, still, if your defense is going to be on the field for 60 plays, by the time that play happens in the fourth quarter, the defense has been out there. They showed the graphic, the Rams punted 8 times in a row.
Yeah.
So by the time the defense got to that point, man, those guys are gassed. And it's too late. And at least the Patriots stayed with the run enough, even though they were running the wrong guy. Like you said, they moved the ball. So it'll go 6 plays, 8 plays, punt.
Right.
5 5 plays, 6 plays, punt. But those 5 to 6 plays were still worth 40 to 50 yards, punt, and you have to miss field goal, things
field
like
position,
that.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like I'm not gonna go Brady and like this is great, you know.
Thank you.
So
that's good.
Me and Sports,
he does have 6 rings, guys.
Me and Sports Dad Stevens, you know, he's gonna try to troll me. He's gonna, man, wasn't that a horrible game by Brady? Wasn't that a bad game? I was like, wasn't that a bad game by everybody, bro? Like, it was just all around. It was all around. It was nobody overly performed that game. So why do you pick? I don't blame the refs for not having a bad game. That was the first time I was like, okay, that's okay. But Brady made the plays when it was time to make the plays, right?
Yeah, that's what they don't want to admit. Like nobody wants to admit. Like nobody wants to admit that because of the hater feeling.
Yeah,
inside.
Nobody goes back to Brady's first ring when he was a game manager and won that ring.
Right.
He's got 6 rings.
Right.
Nobody goes back to his next 2 rings when he had dominant defenses.
Right.
He's got 6 rings. Nobody goes and says, hey, he can't, the biggest comeback ever. Mm-hmm. He's got 6 rings. Yep. At the end of the day, he's got 6 rings. Don't matter how, don't matter when, it don't matter against who. He got 6 rings.
Yep.
That's it.
I got we were with a group, right? And we're watching the game. It's
me versus everybody.
No, I was on your team, but
you're reluctantly. You're reluctant. You are a beaten down Tom Brady enthusiast. You've been beating down so bad that your core wants to pick against him, but you're beaten down so bad where you can't. That's how you are right now.
Yeah, I struggle with. I do. You know what's funny too? Because I struggle with dynasties a little bit. In football, I don't as much in basketball, but for some reason in football, I struggle with dynasties. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I think what happened was what happened? You don't have time anymore? And our technician went to get his haircut. That's me. I do struggle with the dynasty a little bit. It was definitely true in that sense. Like I was with you, but I was quietly with you. I was definitely in the background with you. Like I wasn't about to sit there and root. But I can tell you this. I definitely was not on I was in the argument when they started going to the hating of like now you want to down him and diminish the 6th ring because you're mad because the Rams are losing. Yep. Like to me, that's where I don't go when it comes to sports. Like you're not going to catch me as a fan rooting for a certain team, and then when it's about to be over, I'm going to start pulling down on your guy or on your team. Like, oh well, such. That's a very common Michigan State fan move. That's a very common. From folks we were sitting with, that was very common. It was like, oh, but what about such and such? At the bottom line is he made plays when he was supposed to. When he was needed. And on top of that, he's got 6 rings. Like
6.
At the end of the day, you just gotta call it what it is.
It is.
He got 6 rings.
What it
is. And people win rings for many reasons. This one, he's got to tip his hat to his defense.
Most definitely.
And he did.
And his run game.
And his run game.
Oh yeah.
Did he ball out? No. But that doesn't diminish the fact. Well, he played a horrible game. Okay, he's got 6 rings though.
Right.
Like this is number 6. They're going to win, and you know how it goes. They're going to get credit.
Yep.
So I struggle with that mindset because I think people move to that so easily, and you want to bring up the past one. Okay, but at the end, he's got 6 rings. So I just got to accept it.
I just don't accept the hate or ration. I don't accept it.
Every great player has it, right?
It baffles me.
Yeah.
Like, how do you have this emotional connection to this team on this night that you have never rooted for?
That too, yeah.
Ever.
The Super Bowl is like that, right? All of a sudden, somebody's going to go, I'm riding with them.
Yeah.
That's the Super Bowl.
Why? Yeah. Because he's playing this guy that you don't like.
That's true.
You picked the wrong team, sir. You had an emotional connection, and you did not pick with your brain that told you the guy with 5 Super Bowls wouldn't win the game.
I think you're going a little condescending.
That's not condescending.
Something's wrong with your brain, and you didn't pick against the 5 Super Bowl winner. Somebody's going to pick against them,
but that's not the right choice. It's not the right choice. And honestly, it wasn't the right choice against the Eagles, but they won. I respect it. It wasn't the right choice against the against the Giants those 2 times. But I respect it. You won those rounds. You run those games. But I'm always you go with the best player on the field.
Who's the best player?
Who's the best player on the field? I think I might trend that way. For your simple fact that you chose not the best player on the field for a team you have no affiliation for, just because he's playing somebody you hate, you deserve to lose.
Yeah, you can say, you know who you sound like? Me when I had LeBron. That's who you sound like, sir. Because you can say that. You have a right to say that. One, because this is your guy. You ride with them. So
I'm resting on
there
it.
is definitely, like you said about me when I had LeBron. Same thing, right? I think that, I mean, I've been I think there's in football, the best player on the field is a tough role because football has the 10 other guys normally, right?
Yeah.
So who's the best player on the floor in the NBA? You can ride that out. We know come Final Four of the NBA, we know kind of what teams are going to be there because of the best players.
Right.
I think in an NFL game, which this game it showed you a little bit, you could have argued there are some advantages for the Rams. Yeah. I think that's why people had this game picked as it could be in the 20s type game, 31 something, this and that. The Rams definitely have players to make this
especially
up front, and especially offensively. You could argue not from historical reference. I'm just talking about skill, athleticism. You could say Gurley could have been a 1A as far as best player on the field. Not from a historical guy range, but just like skill set. He could have been the best offensive player to dominate this game on the field. But at the end of the day, you're gonna ride with that best guy. He's got 5 rings. I think like last year I picked the Eagles, but I thought the Eagles had a better team. I think the Patriots have now. Brady had, and this is why I picked them this year. This is why I picked them. He's earned that you gotta pick them.
Got to,
because he's Brady. But still, the Patriots as a team, this to me was one of their best championships. It has to be, because I'm gonna be honest with you. You wrote it because you tried to kill me for this, but you got to look at the end of their season. Look at their season. And Brady said it, man. Hey, this is one of the toughest seasons ever.
Yeah.
They backed into a 2 seed, bro. I keep telling you that.
Yeah,
you know what? You want to ride it because of who they are. But
you're only saying that because this prolific offensive explosion of a year, when you're comparing them against the Saints and the Chiefs
I'm also looking
and the Rams.
I'm looking at what they did too.
And they just didn't do stuff like that.
They
looked bored.
They had a couple bad losses. Like they tried to blow off the Miami loss. That was a bad.
That happens every year,
bro. I don't care. It's still a bad loss. Just because it happens every year doesn't mean it's acceptable.
They lose one of their suck. They lose one to the Bills. They lose one to the Jets. They lose one to the Dolphins.
It wasn't just,
every year.
It wasn't just that with them. It was how they were losing games and how they were winning games.
How you a 2 seed? You're a 2. How you back into a 2 seed?
They were up there because they backed into a 2. I just think that I'm giving them credit, man. I'm saying, listen, they won it, but at the end of the day, this to me was one of their best works to get this one. This was a tough road, and so I feel like you are seeing. I don't want to say a decline, but I do feel like teams have caught up with them as far as like having a level of, or are getting closer to them as far as having a level of dominance. I think the new kids on the block are a lot closer than people would think. I think Kansas City, all things considered, definitely has a shot to dethrone them next year. So that game's close, overtime, and it got won by a great player.
They definitely had some breaks go their way.
There you go.
In the playoffs. Like, you throw an interception, but hey, that was offside.
Right.
Things like that happen.
They had some things that just and hey, every championship you need a little luck.
You need luck. Things like that happen for you. Okay, ball bounce your way, you get the coin flip. Understand.
You're still reasonable to an extent. You're still reasonable.
I get that. But once you get to the game, you know who you're supposed to pick. That's all I'm saying. Once you get there, you know who you're supposed to pick.
Well, that's not realistic though. Somebody's gonna pick the other team.
If you say. Is this the last one for Bill and Tom? You said Kansas City's under cuss. There's a new regime. The young guns are coming. Is this the last one?
Oh man, I think.
Come on, be that guy. Come on,
be that guy.
Be that guy. Do do it.
Is this the last one?
Do it. Be that guy.
Is this the last one? No, I don't think this is the last one. I think Brady has one more. I think he's gonna get 7. But here's the thing. I'm gonna be that guy in this. I don't think he gets it next year.
Next year?
I don't think he gets it. Because when you look recently too at I went back, I was looking like they ran off all, show all 6 together. And I was like, wow, there was some space in there.
Oh yeah, 10 years.
They
05 to 15.
Yeah, so
yep.
I'm like, man, they lost a couple, but now they've gone every year. They've done the Spurs.
Yeah.
And they've gone the odd years.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of feeling like 20 is going to be different. And then I think 21 will be back. And I actually think his next one, I think it's going to be the last one period. I think it's going to be his last season. And then you are going to hear the hater talk of the league kind of massaging that thing through.
Usher them through.
Yeah, but I think he's got one more. I think the Patriots have one more in them. I think you could see Belichick and Brady go out together in 2 years. And here's why. Because I think they know the talk about one can't survive without the other.
Yeah.
And I think both of them are competitive enough. If it were me, I'm competitive enough to go with him and not – because I'm competitive enough to go together, so never give the pundits a chance to talk about – to diminish my greatness.
Bill's been trying to get rid of Tom for years.
I think
Kraft has been keeping.
I think we're at the point though where he knows he can't. So I think now.
I think Bill's been trying to solidify his legacy without Tom.
Yeah,
I had this Brisket guy, that Brissett guy, and I had this Garoppolo guy.
Yep.
And Kraft, you keep trading my guys. I'm trying to find Aaron Perry. You just keep this dude with me.
I don't think Belichick will be able to get away from it. If I'm Belichick, once Brady goes, I'm going because you're given the opportunity for now the pundits to make that decision.
But Belichick don't care about that. He don't care about stuff. Now, I would go with that if you go this route. McDaniels knows something. McDaniels is the heir apparent to the Patriot Empire.
He sure is.
So for him to stand pat and not take no other jobs, he has to know that Bill's time is coming.
Yep.
Right? Yep. I got to sit through this contract, maybe another contract.
But he knows Bill ain't leaving before Tom. He know Bill ain't leaving before Tom, bro. I don't know how long he can still sit there and wait. Because he's passed up 2 jobs, so. At this point, you gotta wait. But I don't know.
And I would wait if I was. I would stay and be the heir apparent to Bill Belichick.
Listen, I would too. At the same time, if you're waiting it out, bro. Bill's not leaving before Tom. If you've been trying to get rid of Tom, you ain't leaving before the break. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna hang around for one more year after him.
Yeah.
Why? So we can spend a year talking about how you need Tom.
You don't think that's weak, though? Like, you talk about Kyrie going back to LeBron, one needs the other. You don't think that's weak for him to give himself a chance to prove his legacy? Even when Kobe got rid of Shaq, it's because I need you to know I can get these rings without him. You don't think he got a little bit of that in him? You call me the greatest coach of all time. Give me a shot to actually earn it.
Listen, Phil Jackson understood it. I need a good player.
Yeah, I mean, but no, Bill. You don't think Bill knows that?
Listen, man, Bill's got to come at some point. I mean, we're speculating, right? Bill's got to come to a conclusion at this point in time because you've tried to get rid of him.
Yeah.
At this point in time, this has got to be an understanding. Listen, this is happening, and it's going to happen with both of us involved. Because to me,
this is happening.
Brady needs Bill a little bit too. So for games like what we just saw.
Not necessarily if McDaniels is his head coach. You got a guy you've been OC with in the quarterback room with you most of your career, and now he's the head coach. That's a smooth transition.
But listen, Mr.
If anybody,
Daniels,
Kraft would push Bill out before he pushed Tom out.
Mr. Daniels,
right?
Mr. Daniels not coming up with that game plan defensively, sir. One thing that we know about Bill Belichick, Nick Saban's the Belichick of college, or Bill Belichick's the Saban of the NFL. You get that man 2 weeks. And what did we say coming in this game? What do you know about the Patriots? You know, this is what you know. You know they're going to take away your best option, and you know they're probably going to take away or contain your second option. And you're going to have a third option. You know that. You know that going in. Every time you get to a big game, you know what's going to happen. Yeah. You knew they was going to line up 6 in the box. You knew they were going to press every receiver the whole game. Yeah. And you knew every once in a while they go blitz. Mr. Daniels ain't coming up with that. So Mr. McDaniels not coming up with that. That's the Belichick way, sir. When Belichick leaves, there's a drop-off.
You don't think he's been groomed enough?
No. Because he might have been groomed. He's in the offense room. There's offensive guys and there's defensive guys. Belichick needs Brady and Brady needs Belichick. And if they haven't realized that, something's wrong. Y'all might as well go out together and annoy the heck out of people, because that's going to burn some people up. Yeah, because somebody's waiting to write how badly one needs the other. Your haters.
They're going to hate about not getting a chance to figure it out.
They're going to hate regardless. Which one would you rather hate? If you're Belichick or if you're Brady, you want to spend a year listening to that?
If you're Bill Belichick, you can't do that. I mean, man, you can't do that if you're Bill Belichick.
You got to do that.
All right. Well, let's put a ball on it. The Super Bowl was lackluster. NFL's over.
Good luck, sports fans, for the next 6 months.
Everybody's 0-0 at this point.
Yeah, and it sucks because we have nothing to watch.
Nothing to watch. All right, top 5. You got a top 5?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I'll go next week. I was gonna try to do like a top 5 like biggest free agent trades at the deadline, but I ain't had time. Sorry.
All right, and that was Joel's top 5.
There we go.
So, breaking news: Anthony Davis is now a New Orleans Pelican.
Still, he absolutely is.
Yeah, he's still a New Orleans Pelican. The NBA trade deadline has come and gone, and the biggest piece that was talked about and speculated about and offered on did not move. Just thinking about AD and that situation right now before we expand to the whole trade deadline. Your thoughts going into it, your thoughts after it's over, the deals, the not deals, the offers, the speculation, now going into the offseason, the whole Anthony Davis drop.
Anthony Davis drop. First of all, this is what I'm going to do. This moment is a shady moment for the New Orleans Pelicans.
Shady?
Yeah, we're getting the shady bell right now. Because there are reports from some credible people that these dudes were pretty much forcing the Lakers to give offers and then just straight leaking them boys with never any intention to trade this guy.
Yeah.
So I just think
that was dirty. Okay.
But hey, you do what you want. It's petty. I say petty. Okay. But at the end of the day, he doesn't get traded. I thought the rumor, because to me the only rumor out there that there's interest in was what are the Lakers going to give up to get him? All the other ancillary stuff, entertaining the Celtics or the Bucks or the Knicks, whoever was possibly involved, that to me was just hogwash. Okay. My thing was, what are the Lakers going to do? To me, the Lakers offered the one that they said was their secondary boy, when they offered their whole squad, was ludicrous to me.
The whole team.
The whole team, bro. Like youth and age, all of that was going. That was ludicrous to me. Now, I'm props to Anthony Davis, yes, okay? But I struggle, and I was like this when Bosh was kind of the man in Toronto. These guys don't help their teams get anywhere. But yet y'all want to give up all of this for him. That was too much. No way should Kuzma have been in that trade.
Too much.
No way. Kuzma did not belong in that trade. There's absolutely no reason for him to be in that trade. You were giving up all that and draft picks. That's ridiculous. For a guy that you were going to then probably go after another guy because you're going to need somebody else. Bron and AD aren't beating the Warriors but I guess we could say the Warriors might not be the Warriors anyway. But the AD probably go after Clay, probably the Kyrie reunion, right? Then they would have had this super duper team, right?
Right.
But to give up all of that to me was ludicrous. I'm sorry, I didn't agree with it, and I'm frankly kind of tired of hearing about it.
Okay, ask yourself this: in comparison to Anthony Davis, are they really giving up something?
I think you are, in the sense of, to me, again, there's like one player in that deal that was too much to me. Like Ingram, he can go.
Yeah.
Rondo can go. You know how I feel about Melo. You know how Lonzo. I don't even give his name right. You know how I feel about Lonzo Ball. He can go. But to me, Kuzma, sorry, he was untouchable as a young stud. Like, no. That's the only guy. All the first trade they let out, that one I was like, okay. But that one had Kuz, and they was keeping Ingram.
But here's the thing.
AD is not, to me, AD is not that guy. Like, AD is not even a top 5 in the NBA overall.
Wow.
He's not. I wasn't gonna be that.
That was
guy.
a bomb.
I'm gonna be that guy.
That was a bomb. Right
AD
there.
is not even a top 5 player in the league, bro. He's not even a top 5.
Not worth getting. The Lakers before LeBron sucked.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
So these players as a unit sucked.
Yeah.
So as a Pelicans GM, you're giving me all the sucky pieces.
Oh, I'm not mad at the Pelicans GM. I'm talking about the last.
I'm not taking this deal. I wouldn't take that deal.
Well, clearly,
because none of these guys are going to do anything for my franchise.
Exactly. Well, Kuzma.
Is Kuzma. Do you really think Kuzma in the Western Conference by himself is going to end up being an all-star?
No. By himself.
Don't make that deal.
Wait.
I'm not making that deal.
Okay. No, I can't say this about the Pelicans because if you're the Pelicans, you got to try to be successful. So I can't, because I was about to say, but if you're the Pelicans, are you ever going to be legit?
Yeah, but you got to sell this to your fan base.
You have to, I get it. You got to make money. You're a franchise. You got to do the right thing. At the same time, though, here's the thing. But if you're the Pelicans, you also know, listen, bro, your trade, who in the league are you getting?
Okay, now we're going all outside the box.
I'm sorry.
It's two things. If I'm the Pelicans, I applaud them for standing pat. Before I was
too, because don't get in control to that guy.
Before I was like, this is whack. Just trade up to the Lakers. I want to see it. But then you got to think.
Plus, you could tell what was happening. Like you can read the tea leaves of who was manipulating it.
You gotta just fill it out. And then from the Pelican standpoint, you're not, when you really look at the assets you're getting back, you're not getting nothing, right? Like you said, you're getting Lonzo Ball, who's going to be a backup to Drew Holiday. You're getting Brandon Ingram. You're getting Kyle Kuzma, Josh Hart, another guard, and some first-round draft picks. If you give them AD, it's not going to be high.
Deal too, didn't they?
Yeah. Rondo, all your one-year guys, whatever. So that means you're getting, in these influx of players, you're going to have to cut guys you already got, first of all. So then you get a brand-new team.
Right.
Then you got to figure out which one of these jokers you got to pay because they all come down for rookie contract. That's all. But if I'm New Orleans, it's two things I want. Or three, if you go by speculation that they wanted 4 first-round draft picks for the Lakers, I think that's just them jerking them off.
Exactly.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like petty.
You want Jason Tatum,
okay,
a guy that is projected to be a franchise player,
okay,
or you want the number 1 pick in the draft, which is going to be Zion. That's what I want. So if you're in New York, and after the ping-pong balls drop and you got the number 1 overall pick, I'll give you Anthony Davis. Because I'm going to get 4 to 5 years of filling up the seats with Zion before he want to leave. Or I can get Tatum and sign him to a max deal because he'll be on my team. I can give him a super max. And then I got a bona fide star. Those are the only 2 guys worth AD's time. Tatum or the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, but
I'm not giving up AD for Kyle Kuzma.
Okay, I agree with that. And so, like I said, I don't have a problem with how they handled it.
Okay.
Like, I have a problem with how the Lakers were. To me, the Lakers were giving up too much. Like, I guess I'm that guy.
Okay.
I see the value in AD. The dude's a beast. But to me, he's not a give up your whole squad beast. Like that's just I'm not there. Because to me, listen, what we've learned about this league is this. The only team that has mastered guys that play together fluently where the ball gets shared is the Warriors.
Right.
Because of the style of players they have.
Right.
To me, if you put AD on the Warriors, that's sick because he can get up and down a little bit, shoot the ball from outside, so he's going to fit.
Yeah.
When he gets – this is the thing. If he goes to the Lakers –
he's an athletic boogie.
He's an athletic boogie, exactly. If they get, let's say hypothetically it happens, right? Kyrie to the Lakers, Clay leaves the Warriors, Lakers. They're your two max, and y'all get my man in the trade. You pay the luxury tax. Right. Okay. Because
wait till 2020 to get it.
Right. So if that's right, so let's say that happens. That's not, even though that's a super duper team now. Yeah. They'll dominate probably because the Warriors aren't the Warriors anymore. Yeah. And so at this point, the ball still is going to move differently. It's not going to be fluid. It's going to be walk up. It's going to be LeBron dominate. I don't care how many people say, well, he'll change. That dude. Yes, but he's a point forward because that's going to be a team without a point guard. That'll be Kyrie. But that'll be Kyrie and Bron plus two more dogs. That'll be Cleveland plus two again. That ball's not going to move the Golden State way. It's going to go back to pick and roll. It's going to go back to almost the normal school of basketball. Yeah. And to me, AD becomes a guy who there's not enough basketballs to go around guy. The ball moves in Golden State, so everybody touches it. It ain't happening like that.
You're saying it won't work because of LeBron.
I think the style that you have to put around LeBron is going to force AD, because I don't want to be the guy that say it won't work, and now we talking about, oh, you're LeBron. The style of LeBron and being successful is open the floor up so he can get in there. Kyrie works because Kyrie's the off-the-ball guy in the sense of when LeBron can take off, Kyrie's got it. But then what happens? That's two ball-dominant guys. Where's the ball for AD? Clay can live off screen, off that. He lives like that now. Yeah. So what happens with AD?
You just run pick and roll AD.
Right, but so then Kyrie don't touch it. Clay doesn't touch it.
Kyrie and LeBron take turns running the pick and roll.
So Clay's
float. Clay's just a spot up guy now.
So now Clay's the spot up guy.
Clay's the spot up guy.
See, that to me, and that doesn't work because now AD. Here's the thing: if you're running pick and roll with AD, that's going to be clog the lane pick and roll AD. So AD's not gonna. It's not going to be free shoot AD all the time. It's going to be AD.
It could be pick and pop AD.
You gotta pop or you gotta kick. I just think the style becomes different. I'm not giving up my whole squad for AD. To me, he's not that guy. Sorry.
Man, that's
bro. AD's not top 5.
I didn't know you was living like that.
Yeah, bro. Sorry. I didn't want to be, and
I didn't know you was living. Yo, that's dangerous living right there.
I didn't even want to do it.
All right, so
I can't do it.
In my scenario that I'm throwing out to you, which one sounds more enticing to you? Some picks and Jason Tatum versus the number 1 overall pick. No matter who's got, like if it's the Knicks or whoever's taking, most likely, let's say the Knicks get the number 1 overall. Ping pong balls drop for the draft, number 1 overall pick, or Tatum and some draft picks.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Do you want to put people in the seats or do you want to win? Because you're not going to get both.
If you're the New Orleans GM, so
I know. Do I want to put people in the seats or do I want to win?
Because you want to do both.
I'm not.
Winning puts people in the seats. I guess winning.
I want to win. If I want to win, I'm going Jason Tatum with some picks.
Okay.
From Boston.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try to flip those picks into young studs.
Okay.
Because Boston's got nice picks. They got first rounders.
Yeah.
They've got
years.
Yeah, they got stuff. So I'm gonna try to build around Jason Tatum.
Okay.
Okay. I got to give New Orleans a little credit to say this. Have they tried? Yes, I'm sure they've tried. I think a lot of these teams tried. I think the Cavs tried when LeBron was there the first time.
Okay.
And a lot of the moves that the Cavs made at that time, to most pundits, was those are the best moves possible because they got a lot of the best free agents. They just could never get a star to come there. They They got these good, really high level role players to play with LeBron.
Well, they had a squad. They traded for Boogie. They got Rondo. And then if I'm AD, I'm frustrated because you let both of them go.
Exactly. So they showed that they would try, but then they backpedaled.
Yeah.
To an extent, to me, to have to ask the question: do y'all want to win, or do you just want to put people in the seats? Because we know winning does it.
Yeah.
But you're the New Orleans Pelicans.
Right.
So
okay. Well,
I think if you want to win, you go that route.
If
you want to fill
the
seats,
past repeats itself, they just want to fill seats because they didn't want to win. Because they didn't want to pay Boogie and they didn't want to keep running.
Then you want to get from, hey mama, you want.
So as AD, he's like, man, y'all don't want to win.
So then you want to get Zion.
You want to get Zion.
So then you go for the Knicks and the pick, right?
Yeah.
And you because the Knicks will have cap room,
right?
So you go for the Knicks and the pick.
Well, the Knicks made 2 roster spots.
Yeah, no, the Knicks are watch out now. If they can get people to go,
KD is a lock. I'm trying to. I told you last week.
You did.
KD to the Knicks is a lock to me.
You go KD, Kyrie, AD.
But if you're Boston and you get AD, how can Kyrie lose? How can Kyrie leave?
Because he wants to play with LeBron.
But you got Anthony Davis right now.
I agree. No, believe me, I agree with you.
As a point guard, it's easier to play off a big than a small forward.
But you're asking me the question about New Orleans. If they want to put people in the seats,
okay.
To me, you go New York because you can go AD to New York. New York's happy. Okay, I'll give you that Zion pick. Why? Because I'm going to go all in on AD as the piece that will bring your lock, KD, and Kyrie. Because
so if you're New York, you want that number one player, and you'll sell that joker because you get that one domino, 2 more might follow.
Exactly. That's if you're New York in today's NBA, you're gonna go that route.
Yeah.
If you're you're gonna give them a couple of expiring deals, give up that 1 pick. Now the Pelicans have the 48% chance or whatever that the Knicks have. They got some high chance probability.
They did the whole taking anti thing now where the ping pong balls don't drop the same way. But the association has its ways.
Oh, do they? Yes, sir. Come over to the dark side, sir.
The association have their ways.
Absolutely.
So if this ping pong ball needs to go a certain way for a certain guy to be in a certain market, it will happen.
Listen, sir. Listen, I'm gonna tell you now. Listen, it's like you're on record. KD is a lock to New York. I'm gonna tell you right now. This is my prediction. NBA draft. If the Knicks don't get the number 1 pick, all that means is the league is going to have a way of getting somebody to New York. If the Knicks get the number 1 pick, then I think you see AD go somewhere else in a trade. I think that AD trade, I think there's a reason why the league charged some people some fines.
Yeah.
And they made some moves.
Yeah.
Because the league, it's been too long. Even though the owner is a jerk.
Yeah.
It's been
and incompetent.
Yeah, it's been too long.
Since the Knicks were relevant.
So, and because the West is so powerful, the league has to find a way to balance it out. And yes, we're about to talk about it. Did the Bucks get better? Yes. The Raptors get better. So did teams in the East get better through trades? Yes, absolutely. But you still know all roads go through Golden State and the West. And at the end of the day, it's been a long time since basketball in New York was relevant. And so I believe, and even though you just yelled out, they have their ways, you don't like that feeling that it gives you. Because I believe, sir, that somehow, some way, either that number 1 pick gets to New York or AD gets to New York, one way or the other. I think the winning move is AD to Boston. I think that's the winning move. If you want to win, you got to move AD to Boston. You got to get Jason Tatum in that trade. You got to build.
How come people going to Boston is not like so much an uproar of people going to LA? Like people just hate LA that much. You should hate Boston the same way. Like these are the same 2 franchises that just win.
Yeah.
So why is it not the same hatred? Like you shouldn't want them to go to Boston either. Like,
well, I think the hatred.
They ain't no small franchise.
It has something to do with LeBron being there too. It's because a lot of people feel like, really, y'all, now you have LeBron. Like you had Kobe, you had Shaq, you had Magic, and
you had Kareem. Yeah, I mean, that's what happens.
Yeah, well,
people get traded to the Lakers.
Boston had Bird.
I think, if anything, Greg Popovich should be fined $50,000 for tampering. Talk about don't send nobody to the Lakers. Shut your old ass.
No, that's true.
Don't do that.
Yeah, that's true. Because he shouldn't have commented either, but they allowed it because he was speaking for the league.
Nah, that's whack.
So I
that's
just think,
tampering too.
I think
That's
the
peer
NBA
pressure.
is going to find a way to make New York relevant again. If you don't see, if AD ends up in Boston, I do agree. You do have a very good shot that Kyrie stays.
Okay.
Because now Boston, you could potentially dominate, and yeah, man, it's Kyrie and AD, but we know what that situation is with Boston. So
it's a lot of speculation. All right, well let's try to go around the league with these trades. Now, New York has this cap space.
Yep.
Because Porzingis got traded.
Yep.
Porzingis, Wesley Matthews, all those guys got traded. We talked about that last week. Porzingis and Doncic in Dallas may be like the new Euro League basketball explosion,
yes.
right? So all that happened.
Yes.
So to update New York, Enes Kanter got released. So Porzingis kind of hinted towards he wanted to be out because he didn't like the way they were treating Kanter. And Kanter said that, like, yeah, he didn't like the way his boy was being treated, so he tried to speak up for me. Now your boy need a job, okay? Your boy needs a job. He can't go back home to Turkey because he'll go to jail for life.
Yeah,
for talking
you saved us some ducats.
If you saved your money
here,
just see if you can get a job in Dallas.
Yeah, go to Canada. I don't know.
So all around the league, I want to say the major guys that got moved. The major guys that got moved all went to the Eastern Conference.
Yes.
Like, there were small moves. Like Mr. Trippy said, Reggie Bullock goes to the Lakers. They get some shooting.
Yeah.
Michael Beasley's got traded for some guy whose name I can't pronounce from the Clippers, but apparently he can shoot too. So the Lakers get a couple guys that can shoot.
What'd he do?
What freaking do?
Right.
But it looks like the Eastern Conference guys are now jockeying for position.
Yep.
Philadelphia, first domino. They get Tobias Harris and now Jonathan Simmons. They traded away Markelle Fultz. You're so mad that they got a first round for him. That's Danny Ainge is the man, bro. First and second round. Danny Ainge is the man, and a player, and a wing guy. All right.
Well, Danny Ainge he got his picture in Philadelphia, and they picked Fultz.
Yeah.
But who just gave up a first?
Well, not Danny Ainge, my bad. Philadelphia.
Philadelphia just got a first and a second from Markelle Fultz
from the Magic, whose pick is going to suck. So, hey, Orlando really wanted Markelle Fultz. They really okay. So now Philadelphia sports a lineup of Ben Simmons.
I was in the Soldier Boy. Markelle Fultz. Fultz.
Okay, it's okay. You okay now?
Yeah.
You good?
I did. Okay. Go ahead. Okay. The Magic are out.
All right. So you now sport a lineup of Ben Simmons, JJ Redick, Jimmy Butler, Tobias Harris, and Joel Embiid. A team that I've been very high on, a team that you said pump your brakes on. How you feel about Philadelphia now? They don't preempt them. I'm trying to get your reaction.
Oh, that was a great setup. It was a good setup. So this is happening a lot lately on this show, and it needs to cease. I'm having to come to the side of we're together on this show, but we're supposed to. Some of the joy of the show is the opposing views, is the back and forth.
I didn't even say nothing.
No, you haven't.
I didn't say nothing.
You didn't. Well, you said something. You pointed out that you're being very high on them, and because this is a moment where I do have to humble myself, and once again, I did it with Brady.
No, you don't have to.
No,
you don't have to. You can say they need some time. I need to see a play. You can take a whole different route.
No. You're right. I could, but I'm not. I'm going to come clean when it's time. I'm not going to be the guy saying these ludicrous, outlandish things just because.
Okay.
So let me just go ahead and go on record.
Okay.
I have been number one team is Boston. It's still Boston. It's going to work itself out. I'm not coming off that train until the wheels fall off in this April and we're going to plus. All of that. But, sir, when you tagged me on Instagram, I felt some type of way. Even though your tag probably was just an innocent letting your boy know because this is what we do.
No, my caption was crown him.
It was. It was. And it has a little bit of undertone of I'm right about this. I'm going to now join forces with you and say that the team to beat in the East is now the Philadelphia. Like
Philadelphia moved themselves up there.
They moved themselves to the number one spot.
Okay.
And based on the performance and the turmoil and the things that seem to be coming out of the Northeast, the Milwaukee Bucks are now the second best team.
Okay, well, let's move to Milwaukee. Milwaukee got rid of Thon Maker, traded him to Detroit.
Welcome to Detroit, Thon Maker. Yay.
Welcome to Detroit. For Stanley Johnson, who got flipped. Stanley Johnson, who got flipped into Nico Mirotic, the starting power forward from New Orleans.
In a 24-hour span.
For Stanley Johnson. In a 24-hour span.
I hope you didn't settle down in Milwaukee.
Oh,
bro.
God. He didn't have time. He was probably still in Detroit.
Still on the tarmac.
So.
Hold on, Stanley. Hold on.
Yeah. No, wait there. There's been a development. Hey, just take off that Milwaukee stuff real fast.
Yeah.
So he got flipped into Mirotic. Now they got a 4 that can shoot, that can play off of Giannis.
Yeah.
So don't ask me to call out their starting lineup.
But it's good.
But it's a good start lineup now for the Milwaukee Bucks.
It's Bledsoe,
Giannis, Mirotic, Middleton, and Brogdon.
Brogdon, I think. Yeah.
Okay. So that's their starting lineup. Best record in the NBA already. And you would think this is a step forward for them in their roster, how they move forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely a step forward because they have now gotten to a point, and good for them, they've gotten to the point where they can make these moves where this one guy makes a big difference.
Big difference, okay.
So they have now, and good job to their staff, to the organization, because they were always even this. Even though they had good players to a extent, you still didn't trust it.
You didn't get on there.
So you kept them right there in that 4 to 6
dipped that toe in the water like, I don't know about something right there.
Good job, Bucks, because you can say right now that you have a legitimate shot to get to the NBA Finals if everything falls right.
Okay.
You are definitely on paper right now. You are definitely one of the top 3 teams in the East. Great job. Great move. They play defense. They call it butt ball.
Yeah.
They play defense. Giannis definitely understands what makes him great. He's very in tune with his game.
And very efficient at it.
And he's very efficient, even though the brother can't shoot.
No. He'll shoot 80% and score 40 points.
From 3 feet.
From this little painted area right here.
Yep. So they get it. They defend well. They have the guard. You got Bledsoe playing well. He's having a great season. Now you've added Mirotic. He's that big 4 that can shoot. So you guys have done a great job. They're the number 2 team in the East to me right now.
Okay. The team with the best record in the East.
Because that starting lineup in Philly. Because, again, back to what we actually just said. The best record, but you still were.
You still on the cusp a little bit.
Because you kind of feel like it's some teams out west that's struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
So you give them that best record, but then you go, but here comes Golden State.
Yeah,
but it's going to catch up. So now they might finish with the best record just because, although those boys in Golden State are starting to play like themselves. But at the end of the day, you still weren't confident. Now, I feel like you could be legit confident that right now you could say it's Philly and Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I think that was an excellent move for them. One, I didn't get the Stanley Johnson trade off rip. I was like, why would you need another? Stanley's a defensive guy, right? He's not giving you buckets.
Right.
It's like, why would a defensive team need another defensive guy? You would want offense.
Mm-hmm.
But they wanted to get rid of Maker, and he wanted more playing time. I don't see how he gets more playing time in Detroit, where we are, front court heavy. You know what I'm saying?
Clearly. they weren't trading him because of his recall.
Yeah, like you just trade him somewhere.
Yeah, and I think if I'm AD, I could look back at my ownership again and go, "Oh, just another good player out of town." Huh?
Another good, yeah. So you flipped
Stanley Johnson.
You flipped him for Stanley Johnson. What happened to Julius Randle? Is he playing good in New Orleans? Who knows? So now you're starting, I guess. Good, get shut out to AD. Can't get out of there soon enough.
Begging to get out.
So yeah, you flipped him, and now you get a piece that legitimately helps you.
Yep.
He legitimately spreads the floor. Another big body, a guy that's not soft, and a guy who has playoff experience from last year, balled out with AD to get those guys in the second round. I like it. I like it from Milwaukee. And like you said, they were a team that you didn't want to pick. You knew they were good in the regular season. Mm-hmm. You just didn't want to claim them as the best. This takes them a step forward. And then the next team is the Raptors. The Raptors moved Valanciunas, who I think has been in and out the lineup or hasn't played this year due to injury, but they gave up some Valanciunas and some picks. Now for Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol, lifer in Memphis, probably got all the records over there. Big guy, kind of like his brother Paul. And, can play defense, can play both ways, offensively, big body guy, probably a lot of veteran leadership. Now goes to Toronto. Now you got a lineup of Lowry, Danny Green, Kawhi, Serge, and Gasol. So where does that put them?
It's going to be typical me, but they're 3 seeds.
They still got Kyle Lowry on the team. I'll trust them.
Hey, there you go. We've been doing this show long enough. You get it. Listen, they're the 3 seed to me because it does boil down. Gasol, what Gasol brings you is he definitely brings you toughness. He brings you veteran leadership. He brings you playoff experience. And they won some games in the playoffs, and he played some big games.
Yeah,
the guy
he had a lot of battles back in the day. Memphis used to make it religiously to the playoffs.
Right, so he brings that to you, and that Toronto definitely needs that. Like they need some good playoff juju. Yeah. They do, and he brings that. I still, to me, it still boils, and prove me wrong this year, Kyle. But to me, it boils down to, will Kawhi be able to carry them through these other 2 teams that really just said, hey, we're making we're planting our flag and saying we're here.
Yeah.
So does Toronto have enough offense? Now here's what's happening. The traditional way of the Raptors is happening right now. Lowry's balling.
Yeah.
Kawhi's being Kawhi.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see. I'm looking forward to seeing on the highlights on SportsCenter how the Raptors look with Gasol. Is that enough though to get through that Philly team now? Like, is Gasol enough for you to get past Embiid?
Yeah.
And is Lowry going to be playoff Lowry, or is he going to be regular season Lowry?
Yeah.
If Kyle Lowry shows up in the playoffs, they have a chance to me to upset the Bucks. To me, the Bucks and the Raptors are now kind of together there. Right now, the starting 5 for Philly is what's putting them above. To me, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Because they now have everything. Philly has shooting, defense, big fella who can play in and out, a big guard in Ben, right? Ben Simmons, yeah. And Ben Simmons who can handle it. And now his lack of shooting isn't magnified anymore because they went out and got another shooter. They got a guy to score. So to me, I think the Raptors are the 3, but a very close to the 2 with Milwaukee style team because Mirotic gives you shooting, gives you a little defense. He's going to hustle definitely to an already defensive-minded team, but at the same time, playoff ball is different. It's a slow game. You got to be able to create your own shot game, and so we got to see how that evolves. I don't know. I'm going to say this till he proves me wrong. I don't know if Kyle Lowry is going to be the man. To me, he now has to be the man.
Yeah.
You know what you get from Gasol, and you know what you get from Kawhi.
Yeah.
If Lowry's going to be the man, the Raptors finally have a chance to get to the promised land and lose to the guys in the West.
I think it's like a domino effect. I think people were thinking how you thought, or I think deep down still think. Boston, it was the team everybody picked. Boston was, they have it. They had the young core, they got a veteran point guard, and they got depth, right? So if I'm coming from Philadelphia's spot, if we all match up, we needed another guy that could score the ball. Mm-hmm. We needed a guy to offset Tatum. Because if I put Jimmy Butler on Kyrie, if I put, Ben Simmons on 10, like everything offsets. We need another guy that can stretch the floor, and like we lose a little depth, but we got another better starter, right?
Yep.
So I think that's where Philly was coming from, and then Milwaukee and the Raptors say, okay, Philadelphia just got better. Let us figure out where we can get better at.
Yeah.
So I think the Raptors got Gasol for Embiid.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And for Giannis. Because Giannis works in the paint, right?
Does, yeah.
So Gasol, a defensive-minded guy, you made that chess move. Okay, they got these two guys that like to work in the paint. We need a paint guy. Because right now what's been working for Toronto is their small ball, putting Ibaka at the 4 and playing the Yasik dude who's been getting off for some reason. But
right.
Toronto's always had that scary depth during the regular season that doesn't show up in the playoffs.
Yep.
Like, I don't think this dude is going to show, like, he can score 20 points a night all he wants to. But when it comes to playoff time, I don't trust him. Right? So you're going to have to go to this big lineup.
Yep.
So you're going to have somebody, you're going to get matched up with one of these 4 teams. One of these 4 teams, you got to play each other sooner or later. Right? So with you ranking these people, now where's Boston for you for a team that didn't make any moves?
Yeah. I had them as the favorite, right? Still, even though those other teams had what they had with these moves, Boston's now dropped down to the 4.
Oof.
I would have dropped them to the 5 had Oladipo not got hurt. Because I feel like if Oladipo doesn't get hurt, the Pacers might have made a move.
Nice.
So to me, there's a lot of things that go into that. There's something in that locker room. We talked about it last week.
Yeah.
The young fellas aren't agreeing with the old fellas or with the seasoned vet who's won a ring before.
Yeah.
That's not happening. Now you got the is he leaving feeling.
Yeah.
And the is he leaving feeling in Golden State that went the drama between Draymond and KD has settled down and they now understand.
Yeah.
Well, Draymond, he had to shut up a little because he ain't playing well.
Right.
So that feeling got eased. I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be as public in Boston, but I don't know that that's making it okay in that locker room.
Yeah.
Then they're not playing well. They are very sporadic. So do they still have the opportunity to get it together? They still do, but I can't ride with they still do to win the East because of now what has happened with these trades. Everybody got stronger. The Raptors, to me, did the best that they could do by getting Gasol because you're right. Everybody had to make that move. When that first domino went with Philly, the other teams said, oh, hey, we got to continue.
Got to do something.
And I think that both teams did the best possible thing they could do. Gasol is a great move for the Raptors. I think it potentially has the chance to be a move that puts him over the top. But they did the best they could do, hoping that Lowry does what he has to do. It has to go that way. Because at the end of the day, Gasol doesn't put you over the top. Gasol just puts you back in the conversation that just got changed by the trades that Philly made. So Gasol against Embiid, you are hoping that that's a good equalizer. I think you're going to see a nice battle there. But Gasol against Giannis, who likes to work down low, I think that's a nightmare for Gasol because he's not fast enough. Can he get physical? He can. But I don't think he's going to be fast enough. Then again, I don't think it'll be a straight play of Gasol versus Giannis. But Giannis works down there. So you have a Kawhi. Kawhi will D with you. He'll play defense and still try to score. And he does a pretty good job. The X factor for Toronto, I'm sorry, Raptors fans, because history is not on your side. It comes back down to Lowry. But did the Raptors make the right move to now become a part of the new narrative? They absolutely did because they had to, and it was the best possible thing you could do. And they did a good job. If you look at what they gave up, you don't look at it and go, oh, no. You look at what Milwaukee gave up. You don't look at it and go, oh, no. Yeah. You look at what Philly gave up. A little bit of depth, but no. You saw that lineup and you go, hey, look, that's a squad. Yeah. And it's going to be fun to watch. If you need something to watch, that's what you watch. Watch how the East plays out. Check the schedule. When does Philly play Toronto? When does Philly play Milwaukee? Watch those games because it'll be a glimpse into what we could possibly see in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think the one thing that a lot of people talk about when you make these trades and you add a key piece or a core piece or a piece that you might think is fit is always chemistry issues.
Right.
And I think Philadelphia has the biggest turn to make on the chemistry issues.
Yes.
I think Boston probably didn't make a move because they already have chemistry issues. Add a guy, change a guy. the front office probably is taking sides. If they trade the older guy, they agree with the young guys. If they trade a young guy, they agree with the older guys. Or they're trying to pacify Kyrie or try to keep him, you turn your young guys off. So I think it may have been a smart move. If there wasn't anybody to take them over, it's like there wasn't a big that was going to take them over the hump. I think they were good right where they're at. Philadelphia, Philadelphia has the reason you're on the cusp of Philadelphia is because who's getting the ball, right? There's always there was a problem with Jimmy Butler first got there. Who's getting the shots? Seems like they worked that out a little bit. Now Tobias Harris comes in, guy who's having the best season of his life, averaging 28, being the man in the Clippers.
He gotta adjust.
Now he's the guy that has to adjust because he's coming into something where he's not trying to rock the boat and he wants to get paid.
Yeah.
And Philadelphia wants to pay him.
Yes.
Philadelphia wants to keep all four of those guys.
Right.
So,
but he's got to understand you want to win.
You got to want to win.
You want a shot at the title this year, Tobias.
And that's his thing, right? I think getting him to conform will be easier than Jimmy Butler.
Oh, absolutely.
His game is going to come from being from ball dominant to sitting your butt in the corner and shooting the three.
But he can do that. Tobias can do that. And I hope because he definitely has to come in and take a lesser role on this team. But he's got to understand the big picture. If they can get him to buy in to what they're trying to do, because this move, Tobias, is not so these guys can lose in the Eastern Conference Finals. It's not so they can not get to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Everybody's going all in
the finals.
No LeBron, it's time to go all in.
Absolutely.
This is time to eat right now. And for Tobias, I would get minutes with the second team. To be honest with you, to get my shot.
You can still be who you are.
We got lack of depth right now. I'll be the first guy that comes out in the first quarter.
Absolutely.
I'll be the first guy in the second quarter.
They're going to start him, though. You know
you're going to start me, but
keep me on the floor as you start to rotate everybody off.
Or I could be the first one off and then
bring me back.
And then bring you back and start a second. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I get my shots. That's how you handle your – now, it's up to Brett Brown. That brother got to do some coaching.
Hey, he must be doing something right because they're settling in.
Okay.
And so he must be doing something right. I have to ask this. I'm concerned. And you can tell me if you are too. I'm a little concerned if I'm a Celtics fan. Let me tell you why. You got all this cachet.
Yeah.
And that's always the story.
Yeah.
And now that's the only story about y'all. Y'all got all this cachet.
Yeah.
Are you concerned
that he never pulls the trigger on nothing?
Because now that's all we can say.
I think if he would have had a chance to pull the trigger on AD, he would have. Due to league rules, you can't do it when Kyrie's, all that other stuff. But I think if he would have had a chance, I think he would have pulled the trigger. If you could offer up Tatum now to have a chance to get KD to re-sign with you and then really commit to you, I think he would have pulled the trigger if he was allowed to go after AD.
But what
now his aggressiveness this offseason of going at him, that's a whole nother thing.
But what about his dad comes out and says he doesn't want to
You don't want to play at Boston? You gotta have that.
Or he doesn't want his son to play there.
You gotta have that conversation with him.
I'm concerned because not only did they not I'll give him a pass on the KD part.
Yeah.
Or on the AD part. But here's my thing. I'm also concerned because they made no move.
Nothing.
Like you didn't do.
Like I said, I think you already have chemistry.
You can't move Jason Terry.
You mean Terry Rozier?
Terry Rozier.
No, because if you lose Kyrie, you need Terry Rozier.
Yeah, but
you got to think about that.
Yeah, I get.
You can't lose both point guards in the same season.
The Celtics just watched 3 teams pass them up because of trades, and they did. They stood pat. But and I get.
But a lot of people are how you feel. Like just give them time. And they'll figure it out.
Yes, but that was when you could kind of rest on. They're still the Bucks.
Yeah.
The only comp will probably be the 76ers. Yeah. Kyle Lowry still plays around.
Everybody just got better.
And I think there's good reason to say why they didn't move. Yeah. I just think that we're starting to say that every time.
If there was
every offseason and every trade deadline, we're starting to say. Danny Ainge got all this cachet.
If there was one person that you was going to move, it would have been Gordon Hayward. But it would have been hard to move that contract.
Oh, absolutely. Because y'all paid him like he was going to come there and be one of your big 3.
Yeah. So if you were going to move anybody, it would have been him.
How come Danny Ainge doesn't take a bad rap for that? Gordon Hayward?
I don't know.
The dude literally was just a jump shooter in Utah.
Because, I mean, Paul George said it. Like, they told me it was going to take me 3 years to get back. I feel phenomenal right now. And Paul George is balling his butt off.
Yeah.
But when I broke my leg, they told me it's going to take me 3 good years to feel like I feel right now. And I still can't do the stuff I used to do.
But Gordon Hayward never did stuff amazingly in the
So you got to give Gordon Hayward 3 good years.
To go back to being Utah Gordon Hayward, which was Gordon Hayward was what? Which was what?
So disrespectful.
I just think that it's the same theme lately with the.
And also, there's a PR thing too. Danny Ainge took a big hit for trading Isaiah Thomas. They ain't gonna trade the dude that broke his leg for you.
Okay, good point.
That's a huge. So chemistry.
You can't trade it.
On top of contract, on top of you just don't want to be that guy no more. Yeah. You never know. And plus, and another thing, you know you're gonna go after Anthony Davis. Don't give away assets that you can put in there. You know what I'm saying? You can put Gordon Hayward and Tatum and those guys together in a package, plus my picks, to go get them.
And if you're the Pelicans, you just get a bunch of players that aren't gonna make you great.
You would have did the same thing with the Lakers.
True.
Brandon Ingram ain't winning you titles.
That's true.
Bron's gonna trade you.
Oh man, that was
Bron's gonna trade
bad.
you.
Oh goodness.
So I mean, you're not gonna get an All-Pro for AD. You're not gonna get back what you lost. So the point is to get as many assets as possible, get as many draft picks as possible, and get you a guy that can fill the seats.
Hey man, y'all better go get Zion. You better go after the Knicks, brother.
I'm telling you, if Cleveland gets the number 1 pick, they ain't trading that.
Oh no. No, if Cleveland if Cleveland gets the number 1 pick, AD don't want to go to Cleveland. If Cleveland gets the number 1 pick, bro, it's about to be the LeBron revolution again. We going back. If they get Zion, I told you, I'm gonna be in here. Cleveland, this is for you. I'm gonna be back on. I'm gonna be a Zion fan. Okay, I am now. The kid's amazing.
Yeah.
But listen, it's another kid too. RJ Barrett.
Yeah,
right.
He's balling.
But have you seen my man from Murray State?
That's a flag. That's
bro.
Okay. Look.
I know he's playing lesser talent, but bro, what he does athletically,
yeah. But okay,
I'm talking the full game. I'm not talking about just dunking.
Here's the thing:
the jump shot, the pro moves.
It can be either or. He can be Gerald Green, or he can be Donovan Mitchell.
To me, he's already. If those are the 2 players I get,
that's
to me, he's leaning towards Donovan Mitchell because he's shown more than just dunk game. Gerald Green was a dunker.
Yeah,
this dude's a dunker, but the kid's got crossover stop.
He plays at a little school. He plays little opponents.
But I think also too,
put him in a tournament. Everything.
Yeah, because I think you got to look at talent too. Like I think when you look at, it's one thing to say, okay, that's happening because he's playing at a smaller school.
I don't buy it.
But when you see what he does, it's not just above the smaller schools. That right there would work in D1. Like he's in D1, but that would work against big time schools. This kid's talented.
I don't buy it. I'm not with it. I think that's just somebody they threw in there to break up the Duke 1, 2, and 3.
I like it. Hey, this film is immaculate.
Hey, if he turns out to be Donovan Mitchell, hey, more power to whoever takes.
I gotta find another player besides Donovan Mitchell.
I think that's because you didn't expect Donovan Mitchell, right? Like people knew he was okay. People thought he was decent. But they didn't think he could come in his rookie season and take the Jazz to the playoffs and get to the second round.
I think this kid.
Nobody knew a spider until he was Spider.
I think this kid's got Russ Westbrook in him.
That's some craziness there.
I think this kid, the kid can shoot. He can.
That ain't Russell Westbrook.
He's got.
I'm sorry.
He's got mid-range game.
Okay.
And he can play at the rim.
I'll pay more attention to him.
I was just saying.
But he ain't Zion.
If Zion goes to Cleveland, it's a whole other story.
So RJ Barrett.
Y'all better hope the Knicks get the number 1 pick because if it's the Cavs again, y'all gonna be pissed at the NBA.
Cam Reddish really shoot.
Y'all want another LeBron in Cleveland? Thank you. Let's go. We go get Zion.
The NBA has its ways.
They do have their ways. But I think it's time for New York to be back on the
stage. All right, I ain't got enough time to stay. So if you want to update people on the teams while I get everything set up.
Yes, absolutely. So let's talk NBA All-Star. So as you guys know, NBA All-Star every year is now this thing where the two top vote getters are doing the picking. They're picking the teams. So last year there was a draft held behind closed doors. There was all this drama about it. Everybody said, "Oh, come on, man! Oh my God, the Lakers getting blown out by 18 by the Celtics of all people." And so there was this constant like, "Oh, you guys should have publicized it. Who got picked first? Who got picked last?" And the drama of all that. So tonight on TNT 7:00, they had the All-Star draft, and it was set up to where LeBron and Giannis were picking against each other. LeBron got the first pick of the All-Star starters that were voted in, and then when they got to the subs, Giannis got the first pick out of that group, and then finally, it was they picked the last two guys with Dirk and Dwayne Wade. So here's the team for the NBA All-Star. 2019 All-Star rosters are as follows. We'll start with Team Giannis, all right, because he got to pick second. I'll start with him because everybody wants to know what LeBron did. So Team Giannis is Steph Curry, Joel Embiid, Paul George, Kemba Walker, Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton, he's an all-star for the Bucks. Okay, my bad, Chris. I'm sorry. The Joker, Nikola Jokic, Russell Westbrook has an asterisk next to his name for some reason. Oh, I know why. I'm going to tell you that in a second. Blake Griffin, D'Angelo Russell, Nikola Vucevic. He's an all-star. What? From the Magic? Is he? Kyle Lowry and Dirk Nowitzki rounds out.
Real disrespect.
I know. Rounds out Team Giannis. Team LeBron, Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, James Harden, Anthony Davis, Klay Thompson, Damian Lillard, Ben Simmons, Marcus Aldridge. What the hell? Excuse my French. Karl Anthony Towns, he's an all-star. Bradley Beal's an all-star, bro. What's happening? And Dwayne Wade. And it looks like the best moment of the draft. I can pull this up. So best moments from the All-Star draft is there was a trade. So after the